Right, see if we have any more questions here. Oops, I can get a few. All right, let me. Steve, UEC, September 19th, $10 calls for $1.30. UEC, September 19th, $10 calls. Okay, uranium. Uh, yeah, it's a nice chart. UEC, the uranium has been a very this has been a very nice chart on UEC. Let's look at it. All right, there's UEC, really nice chart on UEC here. If you look at the September 19th, $10 calls for $1.30. All right, so that's not too bad. You get 90 cents of intrinsic value in those things. I do like the setup on this. Yeah, I like the setup on this. Take a look. We're getting here. There's no high volume candles up here anywhere. Yeah, I like that. I like that setup. I like that trade. I do like that trade. Yep, that looks like an all-time high. Yep, I like it. Any all-time high like that it's likely to continue. You know, I like that trade. Very nice look on that one, Steve. Really nice. You get paying about 30 cents extrinsic value in this thing, but you've got a little bit of time on it. So like that one. Garav, Sats jumped 75% in news. Doesn't even have any in the money option strikes. Do you have any thoughts about a straddle strangle play for SATS? Well, if it doesn't have any in the money strikes, it's going to be kind of tough to trade. I'd be careful up here. I mean, you know, they sold a lot of this of their product. They get a big influx of cash here this morning off that news. I don't think I would touch a straddle or a strangle on this thing. Let me see what the options look like on it before I jump to conclusions. But I don't like the price action on it right now, other than the big gap up. It's trading at $53. Yeah, I don't see how you can do a straddle or a strangle on it. The highest call you've got is a 50. So I don't see how you could do a straddle or a strangle on it. I mean, it's trading $3 above the highest strike price I can even see here. So you can't do that. And you know, it's this is what you look at when you look at a stock. Okay, this is like a buyout. Okay, this is like a buyout. So this is just a long compression, gap up, move sideways. This is if you see this in any chart, it says to you this company is being bought out. Somebody is buying it out, and it's acting exactly that same way. So you can't do it. You can't trade it at all. You can't trade it at all. Big gap up on the news, and that's it. So don't even think about it. What are you gonna be traded? Nvidia as on a SPY super system trade. Oops. Yeah, right here, I guess. On the LRS botch steers across through the VWAP. Easy $1.25. Very nice, very nice. Went above the VWAP right there. Yeah, that's a nice one. Trading about $1.80, and we got to about $1.80, 150. Yeah, nice trade, William. Roger. GLW from yesterday moving. Yeah, that was a nice look on GLW yesterday too, and it's moving up today a little bit. It's up 1%. A nice chart. Again, this was a very nice chart. This is similar to the UEC chart we just looked at. That's Corning. That's a completely different business, of course, but that's a nice chart. And UEC is a nice chart as well here. I like this UEC as well. And GLW right there. Neither one very far extended, so they're both pretty good setups. From Kumar, would I consider 30,000 open interest on the 160 call and 29,000 open interest to 165 car in Palantir high? I may have to go and look at it. That's quite a lot of open interest. But you try to base the base a trade based on that the stock's going is because it doesn't have any corresponding puts at that kind of volume that the stock's likely to go up. Is that what you're trying to say? That's what you're trying to say? Yeah, I don't trade off of anything like that. You know, when you've got open interest on there, you don't know if those calls are long or short. First of all, open interest is open contracts. The contracts can be short the calls or long the calls. I'm not gonna base anything on that. I do look at unusual option activity sometimes, like I did with G-Pro, but again, that's a special circumstance. But I'm looking at this chart here on Palantir, and it's got to get through these resistance levels before it becomes the least bit bullish to me, regardless of what kind of open interest there is on the calls. Okay, just kind of watch here. Is Nvidia brilliant trick? SPY, not doing anything, sideways. Q's very, very dead day. IWM sideways. Again, took Royal Caribbean still sitting in it. If I don't get filled today, I'll stay in it as long as it stays bullish. Royal Caribbean still selling it. It's still at about $1.10. Joe's favorite, Newmont, is up nicely again today. Nice move in Newmont. Almost 2%. like Newmont here is it's you know, it's a little. I wish it would come back toward the 8 a little bit more here, but just a nice setup on Newmont here, like this long in Newmont right here. Coming out of compression, everything green. Very nice setup on Newmont for a day trade. JJ, mind-numbing day, you think? Yeah. All you have to do is look at the SPY. It's pretty mind-numbing right there. Looks like somebody just bought the SPY out here. It's not moving anywhere. Terrible. Again, I like Newmont. I took RCL as a call debit spread on RCL. Still just kind of moving sideways. A lot of just sideways movement in the market. I do like the Newmont trade though, NEM. Royal Caribbean right now, spread's trading at $1.20, but it's jumping around. About 11:26 right now. Market flat. That's a pancake. Q's moving nowhere. Again, nothing to drive the market at all right now. It's just drifting. RCL still hovering right around that 150 level, at the 350 level right here. Again, I have a sell order at 157, trading at about 118, 120 right now. UEC that was pointed out is a nice setup, but it's pulling back. Need to wait for it to pull back. Can't touch it now as it breaks below the VWAP. GLW, but again, the market's not doing anything here. I mean, there's a lot more risk in any of these trades today than there normally would be on a trending type day, because this is just chop. Tesla trading just above the 347.03 level right now. 347.36, here it is right there. Right at that resistance line, just slightly above it. There's the Newmont daily chart here. Newmont is a nice setup here. Very nice setup. Just move up, pulls back, start moving up again. Don't know how far it's go. I would just day trade this personally from here. There's the UEC trade. It's called out. A nice setup on UEC. Pulling back on the 5-minute right now. And there's GLW. Nice setup on GLW as well. Again, you see it's moving up nicely, but here's the T2104 right there. You can see it's bearish coming down. That's why our market internals indicator right now is telling us bearish. Tough to trade long right here. CL still just hang, just moving sideways. Newmont pull back again. Very tough day to trade, low probability trading environment, very, very difficult. The best answer from most traders right now is just not to trade. You want to pull back. SPY pulling back a little bit, just below the VWAP now. Triple Qs, same thing, it's right at the VWAP. IWM right on the VWAP. This is just brutally slow market action here. Again, I like Newmont, sitting right here on the 15. I'm still in Royal Caribbean, still sitting right around 350. Very sideways market right now. Right, let's see if we get any more questions here as we move through a really, really slow day. Very, very dead day here in the market. This is typical August trading. Hey, Heaven, good morning. Rodney, hello, how are you? Some YouTube folks over here today. Very slow day in the market for anybody watching the market. This is what's called an LPTE, a low probability trading environment. Means that you shouldn't be taking many trades at all, if any. When you take them, you should go for quick profits. If you do, and you just can't stay them in very long, and your size should be fairly small. Very, just really a crummy market right now for trading. Really hard to find anything to trade. The market internals, as we have pointed out right here, they're down, they're red, bearish at the moment. They move down, but they've been moving down, but choppy all day long. So not much. There's just not much to give you any support in any of these trades. You have to find stocks, if you're going to trade them, that'll trade on their own and not need them. You need to have help from the market, because the market's not giving us any help at all. Again, I'm in relative. I'm Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean. I'm in that for call debit spread on that 350, 350, 250. I paid $1.07 for it. I get a sell order at $1.57. Other than that, there's just not that much to do here. I'm watching G Pro from yesterday. That was a unusual option activity for out next April. Now we're getting unusual options in next week, as well as in October. So a lot of options coming into G Pro, $2 calls. And we're in the LNTH, which is just moving sideways like everything else. We got out of open yesterday, took a nice profit in open. Open moved up this morning, but went right to resistance and stopped. So I can't touch any of these things right now. And gold is pretty strong this morning, so Newmont's not a bad trade. And Joey pointed out a couple of other ones there as well today. just nothing, nothing in this market to trade. I mean, this is really, you think it can't get too much worse in one day, and then you get a day like this. It's just nothing here. So again, all I can do is just try to encourage people not to trade. Be very, 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 very cautious on your trades today. I mean, people can scalp if you're good at reading price action and scalping, but this is trading these stocks right now is like chasing ghosts. They look good, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Newmont still looks decent, but just moving sideways. Again, Royal Caribbean I'll hold on to. I like the doji sandwich setup on it, as I explained this morning, which is why I took that one. His APP is moving up today, but again, moving sideways again. Really good looking daily chart in APP. As you can see here, it's moving up pretty nicely, but again, trying to break out here. This is just not a good market to be trying to trade stuff. It really isn't. You have to remember, cash is a position. Low probability trading environment means you really shouldn't be trading much at all, if any, and you can't stay in trades very long. There's no trend to follow. I mean, it's not. You can't find a stock that is moving up and expect it to keep moving up. It's going to pull back again. We're getting a lot of chop. So all I can do is try to encourage people not to take very many risks today. You know, keeping money in your pocket and not taking losses is just as good as taking wins. If you avoid a loss, that's just like a profit on a trending day. Begin NVIDIA reporting tomorrow after the close. Apparently, a lot of people are just waiting on that now. There really isn't too much you can wait for at this moment. We got NVIDIA tomorrow. Then we're going into a long weekend. Market's going to slow down if it can possibly get any slower than it is right now, going through Labor Day. Then we'll finally get into September, and likely get some at least some news we can trade off of. We'll have jobs report. We'll have Fed. There'll be a lot of things in September. Usually, it still takes about a couple of weeks in September to get out of the August doldrums before the trading starts to get at least a little bit predictable. And not much to say here. It's a 11:45, and the market is just absolutely flat. SPY's up 0.03%. Triple Q's up 0.1%, and the IWM, which has been stronger today, up 0.7%. But still, all the moves here, it just hasn't gone anywhere in the last hour. Volume is just horrible today. It was bad yesterday. It's really low today on the SPY. Very low volume. Hey Bradley, you took your profits in GLW, and that was a nice trade. Still looks good. Again, the market's not going anywhere, and you closed your position. You know, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Yeah, the setup on GLW is really nice, but the market's not giving anybody any help right here, and even GLW on the 5-minute chart now is as strong as it looks on the daily. It's really getting pretty choppy here. So I don't blame you. You can always re-enter it again later. Again, you have NVIDIA coming out tomorrow after the close. The GLW trade looks beautiful on the daily chart. I mean, that's a very nice looking daily chart there. But you know, you get some profits already, and on a low probability trading day, it's really a good idea to take profits early if you can. I mean, that's I think that's a good idea. RCL still just moving sideways. SPY moving sideways. Newmont Mining moving sideways. That's all there is. Even if I look at GLW moving sideways. UEC sideways after a pullback. Nothing. Tesla sideways. Open sideways. It's really just across the market. There's a few trades moving, but not much. G Pro basically flat today. Hey, having a quick question. You gotten into a habit of comparing setups when it's LPT rather than trading. I'm watching GCT and Vertex as a short setups. Yeah, GCT is a decent short. It's GigaCloud. It's a decent short setup. It's a 27.28 right now. I got a horizontal support level down here at 26.38. Now VKTX. Remember VKTX. It's Viking. This is a biotech. You got to be really careful on these things. This is down this morning off of a news report on Lilly. Just like NVO is down today off of it, but you see the support level on this and the resistance level on this. You see the price action. This is not price action you want to get involved in, especially on a biotech. Things can change really quickly on these, so be very careful about that. But I think the methodology you're following here, which is to on an LPTE day, just go ahead and look around, look at charts, compare, see if you can find something decent. Maybe set some alerts. Be ready if the market gives us any movement to take something. But the market's not doing anything for us right now, so it's garbage. But that's a good approach. Just be careful of on that VRTX. Oh, you're looking at VRTX. Sorry, I had the wrong one in there. Vertex. Another biotech, by the way, but it definitely is a better short setup than VKTX right now. But again, here's your support level right there, 377.85, which is quite a ways down, but that's a decent short. But you can see what it done. It gapped down here, big volume, pulled back, came back up right to the 8. It's just been riding the 8 all this time here. Hit the 15, pull back again. So yeah, that's a decent short setup right there, VRTX. Nice look on that. Which one of these tickers would I prefer to trade if SPY were to have a bearish trend day? VRTX is except the fact it's a biotech. GCT is not bad. It just doesn't have an awful lot of room to the downside. And I have a hard time shorting biotechs, but the VRTX probably would be the choice I'd take, and I'd do a debit spread on it because it's pretty expensive, and I don't even know what the options look like on it. But biotechs, the options are usually really difficult to trade as straight puts and calls, and even as a debit spread, sometimes the spreads are crazy. So you'd have to look at the options on them. Again, Bradley, you feel like you get out too soon on GLW, and again, the market's just, again, it's like I said, it's like chasing ghosts. It looks good, and then it comes right back down again. It's just, it's if you got some profits in it, take the money. In my opinion, on a day like this, Newmont just moving sideways, Royal Caribbean just moving sideways. This is pretty mind-numbing action here right now. Oh, you're welcome, Evan. I hope it helped a little bit. Bradley, you're welcome. I just comment what I see. I mean, I'm not always right, I'll tell you that. So. Coming up on 12 o'clock here, and market not doing anything. We get the trending here, the market internals moving up a little bit right now. See if it's being reflected in the SPY at all. Yes, it is. Yep. So market internals moving up, SPY moving up a little bit here. Moving back up toward the pivot point. Market internals swinging to the upside here. SPY swinging to the upside, heading up toward that pivot point right there. That white line. Q's doing the same thing. RCL still just moving sideways. Newmont moving sideways. GLW pullback, starting to move back up again. UEC, just some of the ones we called out today, just moving sideways. Just an awful trading day for trading the market. A good day to keep your hands in your pockets and keep your wallet in your pocket, and just don't trade too much. Microsoft setting up on the daily chart is a decent short, but I'm not going to touch it right now. Here's a daily chart on Microsoft. See it down below the 50-day moving average here. This is when we were in a credit spread on that we had to take a loss on. Came down, just kept coming down, and now it's down here with room back down to this level right there, which I could read it. 493. Yeah. Quite a ways to the downside on it, on Microsoft here. Very weak. About 12:06. I'm going to take lunch at about 12:15 or so today. SPY. Yeah, nice little green candle, and starting to put in a red candle. No trend at all here today. Hardly had more than one. We've had 3 reds in a row here, but mostly it's green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. It's like a blender here, man. It's just, the stuff is just chopping all over the place. Qs, same thing. Again, just watching Royal Caribbean. Still hovering around 350. Midpoint on RCL right now 120, which is interesting. It's actually up money when the stock is not trading yet up at all. It's probably the spread. Yeah, it's still not that much, about 35 cents. Hey, Ram Kumar. Okay, you have a question about pullbacks. If there's a short pullback, most of the time it gets bought at the good technical areas. If there's a very deep pullback, the fundamental buyers, let's see what you're saying here, wait a second. Okay, so you say if it's a very deep pullback, the fundamental buyers will come and scoop it up. So the region for shorting is narrow, much smaller than much smaller area compared to being long. Am I thinking correctly? I mean, because it's a deep pullback. You think that the fundamental buyers are going to come in and buy it, but the deep pullback could be something that's fundamentally messed up in the company, and the fundamentalists, the people trading fundamentals may actually end up selling it. So I don't think that's necessarily the case. I mean, listen, shorts are tougher in the market than harder than longs anyway, because the market tends over time to go up. But when you're looking for individual stocks, deep pullbacks to continue down, which is, it sounds like you're saying that they're less likely to continue down than a short one. But I'm not exactly sure what the point of it is. Deep pull downs typically, if you have a really deep pullback, if obviously it's too far extended, you got to wait for some sort of consolidation or something to try to determine if there's going to be a break to the downside, a break to the upside. You don't have to do that so much in these small pullbacks, like PBOs back to the 8 or back to the 15 or back to the VWAP with a bounce off of it. You don't have to give it so much consolidation time as you would on a very deep drop, because a deep drop tends to be more extended from the 8 exponential moving average. So typically I wait on those. I don't usually follow those down because you're chasing kind of on those big ones. But I don't know if it necessarily means it's going to bounce necessarily. It could obviously keep on going down. It just depends on what the impetus is and for that big drop. A lot of times if it's a news event, it's oversold when that happens. But you just don't know. By creeping up toward the VWAP again. Yeah, start watching RCL, just chopping sideways. Newmont Mining, just kind of chopping sideways. G-Pro, moving sideways. Again, I'm still in INSG with some shares. Up a little bit of money on it now, not much. So I get a sell order in at 210, at $12.10, $12.10 on that one. The question, from seeing people trading longs and shorts, is almost 50-50 opportunity, whereas you're wondering if you'd be long maybe 80% of the time. Of course, the technicals tell you, but I see people ready to short almost half the time. It depends on the market. There's nothing wrong with being short half the time if you're in a downtrending market for the day. Um, even on a bullish market when the market's bullish, but the daily, the 5 minute chart on the SPY is bearish for the day. Nothing wrong with having a lot more shorts than longs on a day like that. Swing trading is a different story. Shorts on swing trading can be very, very difficult. And you've got to have some really good technical setups. They still work, of course, but you need technical setups for them, and especially if you're in a strong market. Sometimes they can get you try to stay short, and they bounce with the market, and if they break through your support, your resistance levels, then you got to get out. It's all based on technicals for me. If I'm taking a short, I'm going to stay with it as long as it's technically it's still short on the daily chart. But they can be, when you get a strong market, they're more difficult to stay with, and they're more difficult to make money on, for sure. But I don't think you can say it depends on whether you're day trading or swing trading, Ramkumar, as far as which your structure is. I mean, in the market we've been in since April, we've been mostly long, all right, because the market's been going up, and it's pulled back and gone. We've had some shorts in there, but we've been mostly long. Back in 2022, when I started the room in January of 2022, we were in a bear market for about 16 months. We were mostly short during that time. We had some longs as well, but we were mostly short during that time. Palantir creeping up slowly to the 161.40 level. Yeah. Again, getting to the level that looks good, the 161.40. You've still got the 8 right above it. You get the 15 right above it. You got to have some confirmation of a breakout on Palantir. You've got to see this Palantir get over and close above all these resistance levels right here. If you jump in there assuming it's going to go, it could go, but again, you get resistance at the top of that candle. You get all this resistance in here. Again, to me, it's a no man's land. I know people love Palantir. I mean, but again, please don't get married to any individual stocks. Watch your technicals, trade the technicals. Some people love Tesla, some people love Palantir, some people like Amazon. Don't trade it because you like it. Trade it because it's technically good. And again, get some lunch here in a second.
Do you have a minute?
Yep. Get him out of there.
No.
You throw that back in the kitchen.
He hasn't gone out yet.
No. Come on out to pee. Here he comes. I just go, I clap my hands in the back of the wall. There you go, buddy.
I gotta go get ready.
Huh?
I have a 1:30 appointment with the dermatologist.
Jesus.
I have wicked heartburn.
Hey, we get heartburn, really?
I didn't take my pill.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to avoid it.
You gonna be able to what? No, probably not.
What?
Probably need to take it, but
Yeah.
why were you not taking it? Why were you not taking it?
Osteoporosis.
Oh.
But I'm gonna have a video. I'm gonna look at it. But I'm having some esophageal. I think that's why they're putting me out and showing.
That's better.
Well, I always thought it's fascinating to be able to do because of it. But it can damage what was not wrong with me.
The list grows smaller each day.
Here's my active lifestyle. Somebody said, kick me in the ass.
That's true, for a lot of people.
It's what, I know my mom had a hiatal hernia.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to the point where my esophagus is so damaged.
Have they looked at it?
I did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, when they did that thing.
Yeah, what's that doing here? I don't know.
Jesus. How'd the door get open?
Shit.
Did you open it? Come on, Alfie. Come on. Come on. Go, go. Go, go. All right, big boy. All right, Alfie. Let's get you some cookies. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right. All right. And to give my dog some cookies, let me go ahead and check the any messages here or any questions. And I'm going to have to close down now because I'm going to get something to eat. All right. Thanks, you YouTube folks. Appreciate everybody out on YouTube today. Again, if you're interested in the room, the alert service, or the software right here, the Spy Super System software, just contact rightlinetrading.com, right? rightlinetrading.com, and talk to them about it. They can get you set up with either my room, the alert service, or or the software, the SPY Super System software right here that lets us know if institutions are in trades. And there's a number if you want to call them, 786-732-4656. All right. And have a good afternoon. I'll see everybody here on back here on Wednesday in the YouTube.